Hi, and welcome to Alaya Books. Today we have Ashley Gude who's here, and she has been publishing different journals to help people get organized. So she's an organizational specialist, and I'm going to let Ashley tell us a little bit about her books and also her journey getting into these published products that she's doing now.
Hi, Natalia.
Hi, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I think the my trip into publishing started kind of organically, and that I started as a professional organizer 7 years ago, kind of out of necessity. And we had moved around a fair bit, lived overseas. I was a stay-at-home mom, and then I had a surprise divorce. And so I was trying to figure out what next. And so I chose professional organizing because it's kind of an innate set of skills that I have. And I started doing that, and it got to be quite busy. So 7 years it blossomed. It was wonderful because I could manipulate my schedule to be with the kids and whatnot. But then I got to a breaking point where I had to make a decision. Do I, hire and train a workforce, or do I pivot? And it was at a time in my life where I thought, I'm going to pivot. And I thought going into publishing would be something that would be more sustainable long term, and something where I would have a wider reach. And so my books became just like the subjects, or what I've started to do just are things of passion, but also things that like my clients have wanted me to help them with. But I always thought it was funny that my clients, I would always work with them. But when I would leave, I would give them like a list of notes of things that they would need to do before I returned. And
Okay.
so that's what started a lot of it, is people would be like, oh, can you write notes for me for something else? So I thought, really? You want me to write you notes? And I thought, okay, so I'll break it down. And
Oh,
then
that's
that's
great. Can you
what
give
happened.
us an example of this, or do you
Um,
have any pages that you could share? Do you
I,
have
I
journal? Yeah.
I could, but one thing would be like a friend was moving out of state, and so she wanted like an itemized list, and she wanted it broken down into like weeks. So
Okay.
she wanted like a timeline. And so then I was like, okay, I can do this. She's like, I'll pay you for your time. Just write down everything I need. So it was everything down to the minutia of, you need to get your vet, things transferred, and you need to find an appropriate carrier for the plane, and you need to make sure you have, pack a separate bag. The first thing that you open when you're in your new house, you need to sell different pieces of furniture on different websites, Facebook Marketplace, give things away to free cycle. You need to get your driver's license. So I did go down like a rabbit hole. And
Wow.
so it was based on, she had like 7 weeks. So I just broke it down into like bite-sized pieces every week. And then I was like, wow, that's really, I like that. And she found it really helpful. And then she gave it to her friends. So that started
Oh,
that. But then my daughter, my oldest daughter, graduated Purdue, and she went out to Colorado, and then just moved to California. But during that time frame, she was like, I need to know how to, like, she was kind of floundering with like how a budget works.
okay.
And so she was having a hard time staying on track, and she could do like the weekly and the monthly things, but then she'd get thrown like a curveball, with like something would go wrong with the car, and then she would
Um,
kind of be back at zero. And I was saying, like, you need to take like an aerial view of like all of your expenses. And she's like, can you help me figure it out? So then that also was like, okay, then I go down like a rabbit hole. So I'm like, let's figure out like costs associated with healthcare, and then let's figure out costs with your car. And then, for her, like, you always forget that you have to plan for the holidays because those are more expensive. You have to plan for like gifts, gift giving throughout, the holidays and throughout the year. So I was like, so I broke it down for her, and I was like, you also are like overlooking, you have like a Spotify subscription, you have a gym membership, you have Apple, blah, blah, blah. And so that's how that started too. So I did
Okay.
a financial planner, but then I also wanted it to kind of correlate or relate to the professional organizing. So like the financial one is like, it's called financial wellness, budget and bill planner. And so I wanted to not just be like, it is a budget and bill planner, but it also has like a focus on financial wellness. And everything I think is like, if you can organize different pockets of your life and streamline it, then you have like this sense of peace, And so it's more of a focus on, wellness and like having, like when you do kind of have an overview or an aerial view of what's going on, you feel like you have some control, and that control makes you feel like you have peace. And so that's kind of how it rolled into.
Yes.
one.
So you've got the budget and bills planner,
Mm-hmm.
and that's with the financial wellness. So what's the financial wellness aspect? Is it quotes or just tips, what people can do?
Well, I do have some like some kind of motivational things to keep you on track. So, but every month it will have the month broken down to see like what your budget is going. Well, it helps you make a budget because that's the start, and it helps you plan for the month. But then it also helps you have. I think we all do. And then it also helps you have like goals for the month. So like 3 goals. So it's all kind of just broken down into simple terms. Then it's also
so we download it from Amazon and then we save it onto our laptop, and it's just up to us every month. We can update, and we can
every month you can print it up. So it has something. Well, and there's also a hard copy, so a paper copy. So you can
print it.
So you can just write in it like a typical planner, like and it's helpful because like once a year you could go through your annual expenses. So once a year you could project like what healthcare is going to be, you can also write out like what all of your annual subscriptions are, which is also a great reminder to put that on your calendar, because a lot of times expenses roll over.
And some we forget about, and it's like, no, I don't want that for nothing.
I know.
Oh my God.
And then you can plan for gifts. It has a thing for gifts. And so it kind of has something like an exercise that you would do every year, like in what you'll need for your car. So you have those few little pockets that you figure out for the year. And then it walks you through like every month and what your budget is. And then it has like a colorful calendar that you can use to like either write out like what kind of income you're going to have or what expenses you're having, or you can use the calendar. It's like a wild card. You can use it just so that you can look at it and write when your bills are due. But there's also a bill page, so you can list all of your bills for the month when they're due and check them off. But the bill page is opposite the calendar, and the calendar kind of helps you just visualize like, oh, I'm going to the beach on this day, or I'm going to a party, or we've got a birthday celebration here. And then you can also see like where your expenses, where things are going to be tight, So you can
because everything we do costs something, and we don't think it's 20 here, 20 there.
Well, that's what I was telling her. I'm like, it's not. I mean, you obviously know you're like, because we're in the US, so your healthcare is expensive. She has rent and car, but I'm like, there's a whole it's all the other little stuff,
Yeah.
little bits of shopping, little bits of going out for coffee, and just kind of like prioritizing what's important to you. So I'm not saying that you can't do something. I'm just saying you need to see what that looks like overall and kind of plan accordingly. If you want to, go to a friend's wedding, then you're going to have to like plan for it. If you're going to want to go out for a girl's dinner, that kind of stuff, you just have to kind of know, well, I can do that maybe twice a month instead of 4 times a month, or,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's life. It's just learning. It's like the balancing
Yeah.
game.
That's good training. So you have the Budget and Bills on Amazon, is that
On
correct?
Amazon, yeah.
Okay.
So
And later on, we'll put the link at the end of the video. And do you have another one, or do you have the
I
general
have a
organization?
Christmas. I
Hmm?
have a Christmas planner. That was the first one.
Oh,
Um, it's like the Artfully Organized Christmas. It's also like born out of people wanting me to do things. So, but that one's like for busy families, breaking it down, also showing you like how to kind of plan for it a few months in advance or weeks in advance or whatever your schedule allows you to, so that you can actually be
nice.
present
Yeah.
in the moment. You know what I mean? So you can enjoy
Yeah.
everything. So it has everything from like laying out how to decorate your house, and like each of the areas, to doing gifts, like who's getting what, wrapping, holiday events, like especially when you have kids, there are different, all sorts of events.
Yeah.
And so then it even has things like, if you need like outfits for the kids, like it marks it all down. So you think, oh my gosh, they've grown, you know, Maya needs a new pair of shoes, and I don't have shoes and tights. I can't dress my kids obviously anymore, but when they're little, they're different functions. You think, okay, I have to remind,
Mm.
of everything, how to make flights for family coming back. There's something like for guests who come to your house, how to get, the guest room ready, how to meal prep or plan, like to plan for the weeks leading up to it, to plan if you're going to entertain, things that you have to borrow, things that you have to buy. So that was just also like from clients, just
Oh, fantastic.
having me come in and organize, and my big driver for that was like, I love Christmas personally, but when you're so busy that you can't enjoy it,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
then you miss it out, miss it with the kids, miss it with your family,
Yeah. And
you know.
you're frazzled and sometimes,
Yeah.
oh my God, we forgot this. Oh my God, like, yeah. And
Yeah, so if there's just like a little checklist, like this month, let's do these, the 4 things this week, if it's just like little things that you can check off along the way, that
mm,
you find, okay, by the time Christmas comes, believe it or not, you're like in good shape. And
yeah.
so then you can like say yes to things. You can hang
Mm.
out with family, you can, and you can also plan ahead of time, like, let's plan a few things to make it all special.
Yeah, exactly. And think of some other nice outings or something to do while everyone's
Yeah,
visiting.
nice outings and traditions and whatnot. So those are the two that I have that are published, and
Okay.
they're both they're both, you can
Yeah.
download them, or they're
Hardcover or ebook. Okay. I mean,
yeah,
cover, but
yeah, exactly.
printable version or ebook. Okay. And is there another one on the way?
There's a newborn a planner that so there's that should be coming out in the next week or two.
Oh,
It's
wow.
the newborn daily baby journal. So it kind of helps you keep track of everything if you're like breastfeeding or doing regular feedings and diaper changes and medicine and sleep. It kind of tracks all that, but it also has like the added component of like medicines, people who, like if you want to have people step in, like if your mother's taking care of, or a friend comes over, like they'll see all of the information on like, or if like a babysitter stepped in, like it would have all the information on like your address, your neighbors, where things are located, where first aid kit is, like what the Wi-Fi code is, all the things that you don't have to keep writing out a list.
Yeah, and you don't have to retell some.
No, it's all there.
Like
And
here it
here
is.
you go. So that
And so there's like an information page that you fill out with all the
a couple of information pages, a
mm,
couple of things, even about the animals. Then it does have like in the back, you can just jot down kind of milestones or memories, just as you go. So
yeah.
there's that one.
Super, super practical baby journal.
Yeah, it is. So
Yeah, baby journals sell so well, but in reality, yeah, I didn't really fill them in when I was having a baby. I was too busy because it wasn't that practical. But it was
no,
cute, all the milestones.
no.
But it's all in one place. Perfect. I love it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like a really just to remind you, but also to give it to somebody to have at the house to set aside.
Yeah,
So someone
what a gift.
jumps
Yeah.
or your partner or
Yeah,
spouse or
completely.
caregiver. So everyone's on the same page.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that one. So
Yeah.
I'm working on that.
Great. And it's going to be ready so soon.
I know
Yeah.
it's really, I just have to finishing touches, but I mean, it's the manuscript I mean, it is ready to go in about 2 weeks. So
Wow, exciting. And will you do a general organization one, or is it just too broad to really tackle?
um, I'm doing well. There are a few more. I mean, I think with publishing, you do have to niche down quite a bit to be able to be seen. Um, so
Oh,
I take, it's like a funnel. So I take like a larger
yeah.
subject matter and try to niche it down. But I am doing like a cleaning one, like a household
Oh, lovely.
cleaning one, which that cracks me up because I also, that was a client was like, just write down what I need to do every day. And she's like, and then I'll just check it off. I'm like, okay. So, but there's something satisfying about like,
Lists work. I love that feeling of
it
like
is,
ticking it off.
it
Yeah.
is. And then, to have it, like I do publish in like color, like I do think there are some things that make it maybe a more attractive template, to kind of entice you to just fill things out and keep
Yes.
track.
Oh, that's lovely. Yeah. Yeah.
So the house one is for like a daily, weekly, monthly, and then seasonally.
Oh, that's
So
good. Yeah. So you remember. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
So it's like everything. It's like just a formula, just breaking it all down. And then there's the satisfaction of checking it off.
Yes, that's fantastic.
I didn't know that it's one thing to have good content, but it's entirely a different story to have it published and try to gain traction.
Oh,
You know,
the marketing is, yeah,
that's an entirely different learning
world
curve.
of its own. And you can have a maybe not so good book, but if you've got really good marketing, it's still going to sell. So marketing is key, isn't it?
It is. It's all of it is. So it's just trying to figure out like advertising, marketing, Amazon ads, trying to promote and do things like give away a lot of free copies.
And getting
Try
reviews, and
and
everybody
get
who gets a free copy has to understand how important these reviews are to authors, because without the reviews, Amazon isn't putting you up on the ranking.
no, it is.
And
It's like an algorithm.
the ads that you pay money for are not going to gain a lot of traction. You need the reviews as well.
You
So
absolutely
yeah, for anybody out there, if anybody gives you a free copy of the book, please write a review for them, and hopefully a good one.
Yeah,
Otherwise, don't write
exactly.
it.
I know, I know, I know. You always say you want an honesty.
Yeah, we want honesty, but at the same time, maybe
I
it's
do,
a cup of tea. So just leave it at that.
but I know
Don't leave a
exactly.
review, but if you like it, show your appreciation.
It
You've
is
already
true.
done a free set, yeah? Anyway, let us know if you do another few free
Oh
days
yeah,
or something, because then
I
the
I
audience
just finished that,
will.
but yes, I will because I do love giving it away. I do want people to see like the usefulness of it, and then I think that's really rewarding just if people can
And one
enjoy
idea
it.
too is just give away a section. So maybe they
Oh
can
yeah,
organize their week as a sample without giving away the whole thing.
yeah.
So that's
Well,
one thing you
I
can.
can do that. I can put a link on for one of the books, like if you want to download it, that's
Yeah,
fine.
so we'll do that. Everybody who
Yeah,
listens to this, right?
yeah,
Let's have a samples of
yeah,
actually wonderful
absolutely.
work.
Uh,
And then you get a little taste of what it might feel like to be organized.
yeah.
I'm super motivated after this chat. I'm like, I'm
Yeah,
going to start writing everything and getting really organized.
I know.
Yeah.
It does make it easier. I do think like the whole thing is just for just like mental wellness and peace. I
Yeah,
think can
that's the
really
goal, isn't it? Mm.
be more in the moment for everything if you aren't like frazzled.
Yeah, it's so
You-
important. And that's really a gift. And we're going to have to do the things anyway because these are all events that are happening in our life.
Yeah,
So there's no use putting it off till the night before and
yeah,
just thinking, oh, just do it the week before or 3 weeks before. Why not?
exactly.
Yeah, and you can help people just get that in motion. So I just find if it's not in my agenda, like I've got
Yeah,
things that are coming up, but if I don't have it sort of in front of me, then of course that's not on my mind because what's on my mind is the imminent stuff. But the way you
exactly.
say it's like breaking these things into, doable pieces.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
I do like looking at my agenda and having like my personal like priorities of the day, but then to have like the peripheral things that kind of can be easy if they are in front of you,
yeah,
like just reminders so that if you do a little bit every day, that you find when something you're like, okay, I'm in a lot better shape. I know where things are, you
yes,
know, and it does make it easier, but you kind of don't know that you're doing it. So it's
yeah.
a nice
It
flow.
makes it a less painful journey by the
It
sound.
does. It is definitely.
Consistency. Oh, thank you so much. I'm very excited to share
Thank
the
you.
links. We'll put everything at the end. And if somebody wants to find you, you're based between Florida and Kentucky. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
I am.
I'm
So I have a
excited.
website, ashleyorganizes.com. That's the easiest way. And then there are ways through that to contact me. But I'm Facebook, Ashley Organizes, Instagram, also Ashley Organizes.
That's
And
easy.
I try to share tips along the way. But I'm not hidden, so I'm pretty easy to find.
Oh, good. Oh, yeah, I can imagine the Instagram will be a gem with some
Yeah,
tips. So
yeah.
great. All right. Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Natalia.
Yeah, wonderful to talk to you.
Great speaking with you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, pleasure. Pleasure.